I'm Ruben Diaz. Here's your ABC 24 News update. Memphis police and the FBI are investigating what happened to 3 small children after human remains were found in Hickory Hill. Right now, crews are headed back to the scene as investigators continue an active search that has lasted for weeks at this point. According to Memphis police, the investigation began on March the 8th when a skull was discovered in a wooded area off Ridge Meadow Parkway. Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis telling us that more than 170 Memphis state and federal agents have been involved in this search.
At this time, based on the remains recovered and the initial analysis by the medical examiner's office, we can confirm that the remains are believed to be those of 3 individuals estimated to be between the ages of 3 and 7.
Now, while police believe there is no immediate danger to the public and that the remains have likely been there for years, one woman who works in the area tells us that she's been here for years and never imagined something like this would have happened.
To be here and to try to come to work this morning and see all this activity and to actually find out what has happened is just, it's not good at all. It's just really, really awful for anybody to do children the way that they have done them. It's not good.
Police hope to identify the children soon and learn how they died. We'll continue to bring you updates as they become available. State oversight is on the way. The bill to overhaul Memphis Shelby County schools is now waiting for the governor's signature. ABC 24's Ezekiel Telemaco has more on what this means for the district and how Memphians are reacting.
That's right. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this specific bill, but it did clear the House and the Senate and is now waiting for the approval of Governor Bill Lee. And if he signs it into law, we're going to see some major changes here at the MSCS school district. State leaders say the district meets all the criteria for intervention, but not everyone agrees on how this should move forward.
I totally think this is a Jim Crow move.
Trust them why and why now.
The bill sets 6 benchmarks for state oversight, including low student performance, failing schools, chronic absenteeism, and financial concerns. Now, lawmakers say that Shelby County schools meet all 6. If Governor Bill Lee signs the bill, a 9-member board appointed by state leaders would take control of the district for at least 4 years. Supporters say the move is about accountability and giving the state more tools to step in when districts like the Memphis Shelby County School District struggle.
We have to hold all of our districts accountable. These 6 measures are for the future, not just for this bill. If any district in the future falls into 4 of these 6, including the 2 that you just mentioned, then we need to look at it.
But opponents argue that the bill takes power away from local leaders and elected officials.
What this bill does is supersedes the voters of Shelby County to put in what we would consider a Republican-appointed governing body to supersede the decision-making of the people who were elected by Shelby County.
Again, that bill is still waiting for the signature of Governor Bill Lee, and if signed into law, state leaders say that they would have until July 1st of 2026 to appoint that 9-member oversight board that would look over the MSCS school district. Reporting at the MSCS headquarters, I'm Ezekiel Telemaco, ABC 24 News.
All right, in national news, new concerns about funding cuts for research on cancer, Alzheimer's, and other diseases. Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. was asked about those cuts during a contentious hearing. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. was grilled on Capitol Hill on everything from vaccines to funding cuts for the National Institutes of Health. One senator listed the grants that have been cut, including $94 million for vaccine research, $33 million for Alzheimer's research, and $29 million for cancer research.
I just have to say, cancer is not woke. Neither is Alzheimer's or women who die in childbirth. These are deadly issues. They deserve serious research. I'm appalled that it was tossed in the shredder.
Kennedy said he doesn't want to cut those programs, but is being required to because of the government's enormous debt.
We've been asked to cut across the board at HHS 12% of our $111 billion budget. And so we're making cuts that are painful.
Besides the cuts, $500 million of funding for research may go unused because of a lack of staff to process grants and a lengthy new screening process. That's according to the New York Times, which says research spending has fallen about $1 billion behind years past. Kennedy, a vaccine skeptic, also addressed the country's worst measles outbreak in decades in this testy exchange.
Does the president know there is a historic measles surge occurring nationwide?
You want me to answer
the question? It's just a very simple question.
Just want a grandstand.
You're going to get your opportunity.
You want a grandstand.
Does the president know there is a historic measles surge occurring nationwide?
I'm sure he does.
You're sure he does?
Kennedy has in the past called the measles vaccine a personal choice, but he's shifted his tone, saying the government recommends every child get the shot.
Meanwhile, the CDC is refusing to publish a study on certain benefits of the COVID vaccines. Officials there taking issue with the study's methodology. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
All right, that's your update right now. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure and tune in at 5, 6, and 10.